I feel like in the Zambian setup, a lot of citizens shy away from certain things because I feel like to a certain extent, they do not understand how far they can go to talk about certain issues. For me, I understand that at the end of the day, in as much as there are certain ways that we can talk about certain things, there are better ways to bring them out so that people understand and are informed at exactly what is going on in the country at a given time. So that is what prompted me to sort of like come up and bring these issues to light as they are. And so that the citizens should understand.
What is your appeal to the politicians?
To the politicians, you are our leaders and we look up to you. And in times like these, we expect politicians to bring us together, to unite us in the country, and not to divide us. When you see that what is currently happening in the country is going on, you take it upon yourselves to make sure that even in your own space, you are promoting peace and not division.
And finally, share with the nation the importance of peace, security, and unity.
Zambia for a long time stands as a beacon of peace. And when you speak of peace, African countries that enjoy peace to its fullest, Zambia is one of them. But in recent time, especially before and during these particular elections, that peace seems to be shaky. And the cost of peace is quite big. And I don't think we as Zambians can afford it if we lost it. So it is extremely important that this peace, which we have enjoyed over the years, is still maintained, even in times such as this.
Ms. Kafwimbi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Now, preparations for the inauguration of President Hakainde Hichilema for his second term in office has reached an advanced stage. Deputy Secretary to Cabinet, Oliver Kalabo, has led a team of permanent secretaries on an inspection of the National Heroes Stadium, which will host the presidential inauguration. Speaking to journalists shortly after the tour, Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts Principal Public Relations Officer Nchimunya Ngandu said a joint team of officers from different government departments is on site to ensure preparation works are completed as soon as possible. Here's a report.
Men at work in readiness for a big national event. These preparations at the National Hero Stadium in Lusaka are for the inauguration of President Hakainde Hichilema, who was last week declared President-elect of the Republic of Zambia. And Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet, Oliver Kalabo, led a team of permanent secretaries and other senior government officials on an inspection of the preparations. Dr. Kalabo is impressed with the progress so far. He said this through Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts Principal Public Relations Officer Nchimunya Ngandu.
We did receive a delegation led by the Deputy Secretary to Cabinet, that's Dr. Kalabo, just to inspect on the facility. So as government, we've been working on renovation works since June this year. This is in readiness for the inauguration, and we do expect that again on Friday, accompanied by the Secretary to Cabinet, the team will be here. We've had a team of permanent secretaries from different ministries because this is a multi-sectoral engagement. And so far the works are ongoing, and I think they are happy with what they've seen. And by Friday we should know that this facility is ready.
Mr. Ngandu also assured of the safety of the football pitch.
I'm sure maybe some people may be wondering on the turf protector to ensure that it is protected. Our government is procuring a turf protector coming from South Africa. So by Friday, everything should be in place for inauguration.
The works are being undertaken by a team from the Ministries of Youth, Sport and Arts, Infrastructure, and the Zambia Air Force, among others. Uson Mulinda, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
A consortium of civil society organizations for good governance and constitutionalism says its parallel vote tabulation, PVT, shows that President Hakainde Hichilema won the 2026 presidential election, estimating his vote share at 57.9%. The consortium says its estimate was generated from a scientifically selected sample of polling stations, which was fully covered, allowing it to produce a national estimate, while the official results aggregation by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, was still underway. The PVT estimate was subsequently compared with the official presidential results announced by the ECZ. President Hichilema's official vote share stood at 60.4949% of 57.9%. Brian Mundubile was estimated at 40.2% against an official result of 37.87%. And consortium chairperson Isaac Mwanza says the differences between its estimates and the final ECZ results for the two leading candidates remained within approximately 3 percentage points across all provinces. And Southern Africa Center for Constructive Resolution of Disputes, SACOD Executive Director Arthur Muyunda said the organization observed a lot of misinformation about election results circulating on social media, compared to the credible results released by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. And Zambian Electoral Education and Governance Initiative National Coordinator Jacob Makambwe called for voter education for them to understand the electoral process.
The consortium's PVT independently captured that President Hakainde Hichilema received 57.9% of the presidential vote, compared with the 60.49% subsequently announced by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Mr. Brian Mundubile was estimated at 40.2% compared with the official 37.87%. The differences between the PVT estimates and the official results were within approximately 3 percentage points across the provinces for the two leading candidates. We want to emphasize that the PVT was not a substitute for the Electoral Commission of Zambia. ECZ remains the constitutionally mandated institution responsible for declaring official election results. Our independent findings were subsequently broadly consistent with those official results, providing additional evidence that the national presidential outcome was accurately captured.
Most of the issues that were being raised were arising from people who were posting results on social media, and some of those results were AI generated. You will find someone who posts something even when they were not at a polling station. There were very few people that managed to monitor all the polling stations across the country.
And looking forward, we just want to see the environment actually improving, but also the information on the electoral process needs to be escalated in terms of, education or civic education for many of our citizens.
The government and people of the Kingdom of Lesotho have sent a congratulatory message to President Hakainde Hichilema on his re-election. The congratulatory message conveyed through the embassy in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, also commended Zambians for exercising their democratic right. Lesotho has further extended best wishes to President Hichilema as he assumes the renewed responsibility of leading the country. The Kingdom of Lesotho expressed confidence that the fraternal relations shared by Zambia and Lesotho will continue to deepen during President Hichilema's second term. We have a report.
President Hakainde Hichilema has continued to receive messages of goodwill from world leaders following his re-election in the August 18 general election. President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, has sent a congratulatory message to President Hichilema on his re-election as President of the Republic of Zambia. President Kagame has also praised the government and the people of Zambia on the successful conduct of the general election. The Federal Republic of Nigeria has also congratulated President Hichilema on his re-election re-election as president of Zambia. Nigeria praised the Zambian people for exercising their democratic rights in a peaceful, orderly and responsible manner. Meanwhile, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, president of the United Arab Emirates UAE, and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, vice president and prime minister of the UAE, and Dubai have congratulated President Hichilema on his re-election. And the government and people of the Kingdom of Lesotho have sent a congratulatory message to President Hakainde Hichilema on his re-election. The Kingdom of Lesotho has also commended the people of Zambia for exercising their democratic right and extended best wishes to President Hichilema as he assumes the renewed responsibility of leading the country. The Kingdom of Lesotho expressed confidence that during President Hichilema's second term, the fraternal relations between Zambia and Lesotho will continue to deepen for the mutual benefit of the people of the two countries and Southern Africa. Zambia and Lesotho enjoy long-standing bonds of friendship, solidarity, and cooperation anchored in their shared history and common membership of the Southern African Development Community and the African Union and other multilateral institutions. And President of the Hellenic Republic of Greece, Konstantin Tausoulas, has also congratulated President Hichilema on his re-election. President Tausoulas expressed confidence that bilateral relations between Zambia and Greece will be further strengthened for the mutual benefit of the two peoples. Meanwhile, the co-presidents of the Republic of Nicaragua, Commander Daniel Ortega Saavedra and Comrade Rosario Murillo, have congratulated President Hichilema on his re-election as President of Zambia. They noted that his re-election reaffirms the confidence of the Zambian people in President Hichilema's leadership and guidance of the country. Alice Luwasi, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
And Chief Mwenewisi of Mafinga District in Muchinga Province has congratulated President Hakainde Hichilema on his re-election for a second term. Chief Mwenewisi described President Hichilema's victory as resounding and commended his leadership, vision, and commitment to national development. He said this in a congratulatory message issued on behalf of the Lambia-speaking people of Mafinga District. The traditional leader says the people of Mafinga are celebrating President Hichilema's continued leadership and dedication to fostering unity and progress across the country. Chief Mwenewisi has expressed confidence in the president's ability to steer the nation to greater heights during his second term in office. He has further wished President Hichilema wisdom, strength, and good health as he continues to lead Zambia. And Seventh-day Adventist Church General Conference Vice President, Professor Robert Osei Bonsu, has congratulated President Hakainde Hichilema on his re-election as Republican President of Zambia. Professor Osei Bonsu says the Seventh-day Adventist Church is proud to have one of its committed members serving as Republican President and has wished President Hichilema God's guidance as he begins a new term of office. Speaking on arrival at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport in Lusaka today, Professor Osei Bonsu expressed confidence that Zambia will continue on a path of sustained economic growth, peace and prosperity under President Hichilema's leadership. And Jacaranda Seventh-day Adventist Church pastor in charge, Brian Sinyangwe, has described the visit by Professor Osei Bonsu as a milestone for the congregation.
We want to thank God for the hope we have and the God we believe in, Adventism, that has taken root. And by God's grace, we're also happy that even we can have an Adventist as a president of this country. And I take this opportunity to also congratulate the president on his re-election. We pray that the good Lord will lead him and guide him to lead this country aright, that the name of the Almighty God will be honored and exalted, and it will bring improvement in the lives of the people in the country. So you are welcome to the camp meeting. Try your best to be here every day. Let us fellowship together. Let us worship. Let us learn. We are going to explore our beliefs, our doctrines under the theme, Anchored in Hope.
And our guest speaker is Professor Robert Osei Bonsu, the General Conference Vice President of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And he will be speaking every midday and evening throughout the week. And he has arrived, and you can't afford to miss the spiritual and uplifting messages that will come from him.
Republican Progressive Party, RPP Deputy Secretary General Stephen Chewe has congratulated President Hakainde Hichilema on his re-election as President of the Republic of Zambia. Mr. Chewe says President Hichilema's victory represents the will of the people who have voted for continuity and development. And the Independent Churches of Zambia, ICOZ, has congratulated President Hakainde Hichilema on his victory and has called on all elected leaders to work together in the interest of national development. ICOZ President Bishop David Masupa also urged citizens to uphold peace and support the incoming administration's efforts to foster inclusive growth and national progress. And Patriotic Front PF Secretary General for Administration Edwin Lifwekelo has advised Zambians to move on from elections and support President Hakainde Hichilema.
We just want to congratulate our Alliance President, Dr. Hakainde Hichilema, on his second term. And as a party, as RPP, we are so happy, basing on how the President has been received in our country for the second term. You know, when we check back in 2021, I think the way people of Ruapula voted, we never had an MP from all the 14 constituencies then, before the limitation. Because I'm sure today there are about 18 or so. But this time around, we have over 4 MPs in Ruapula. Okay? When we check Muchinga as 2021, I think we just had 2 MPs. One at Sengayu, the other one in Mbala. But today we have over 5 MPs. And as an alliance partner, we are so excited for that, because it clearly tells that our president, our alliance president, has gotten a national welcome, a national character. All the 10 provinces are behind His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema.
Technically, Mundubile and Makebi have no political party. President of Resolute Party, President of NRP-UP, have endorsed President Hakainde Hichilema. Okay, and are resolved to support the UPND government. So, when you are presenting a petition, which political parties are you using? This is the reason we are saying that this is an exercise in futility. Elections are over. It's time to move on and support President Hakainde Hichilema, especially as he begins his second tenure of office. We must remember that there can only be one president at a time.
We also want to appeal to those that are abusing social media that this is against our Christian values. We want to call upon the people of Zambia in all the 10 provinces to be united than never before, to love one another and ensure that we keep our legacy we are known of one Zambia, one nation, and one people.
UPND Alliance Council of Presidents member Judith Kabemba Nkonge has urged political parties that lost the 2026 general elections to accept the outcome, reconcile, and move on. Speaking during ZNBC's Sunday interview, Mrs. Nkonge, who is also Democratic Party president, said this is for the sake of national peace and stability. She has urged political leaders to create instability.
People voted. Their voices are louder than the storms of the sea. Let's move on. Let's reconcile. Let peace reign. We agree and we know that election results, whether a lose or a win, especially a lose, comes with diverse emotions. As UPND Alliance, we are ready for dialogue. We are ready for reconciliation. The only thing we are asking is that our colleagues in the opposition should understand that there can only be one president at a time. With the proportional representation, we will have 20 more women. 20 more women.
Getting into parliament.
Getting into parliament, speaking on behalf of their fellow women. For the first time in the history of this country, we will have a voice for the youths. In the first term, we made sure that we did the debt restructuring, we stabilized the kwacha, and that stability will continue. A number of investment was done in various sectors of economy, and going forward, we have the 10-10-5-3-3-1-1 plan. We are expecting the 10,000 megawatts of power to continue and be actualized. You agree with me that so much investment has been put up in different places in order to curb load shedding. We've heard some people saying no, the load shedding will start because that was just for
Stability
election.
was just for election.
Stability was just for election. No, come on. These are things that we're able to see. Didn't you see the solar plants that were commissioned? Didn't you see the various investment that was done? And so we expect continuity.
And re-elected Mushindamo Member of Parliament Alex Katakwe says his re-election for a second term, coupled with support to President Hichilema, is a sign that people appreciate development implemented by government in the district.
We had a very, very peaceful, campaign and also election day, and the people from Mushindamo gave the President of the Republic of Zambia 99% vote. And I also came out victorious, and this is actually very, very important, and in the sense that it is a second mandate being given to me and also to the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, being so peaceful. And, for the people of Mushindamo, it is a way of saying thank you to the President of the Republic of Zambia, because it is the first time that they were given a minister in the history of Zambia for the people of Mushindamo, full cabinet minister. So to say thank you to the president, they gave him 99% vote because of the many developmental activities that you have seen in Mushindamo for the first time, be it in education, be it in health, agriculture, infrastructure, roads, crossing points, social protection, all that. So the people of Mushindamo, and indeed the people of Zambia, are saying thank you to the President of the Republic of Zambia.
79 people have been apprehended in a joint security operation targeting a suspected cybercrime network at Ivana Estates in New Kasama, Lusaka. The Zambia Police Service, Drug Enforcement Commission, Department of Immigration, Zambia Cyber Security Agency, and other security institutions say the operation was conducted on August 23, 2026, following a tip-off from the public about suspicious activities at the premises. The security agencies say those apprehended include 35 Ugandan nationals, 11 Chinese, 10 Zambians, 8 Kenyans, 6 Ghanaians, 5 Liberians, 2 Burundians, 1 Chadian, and 1 Zimbabwean. They say the joint team seized 73 desktop computers, 6 laptops, 140 mobile phones, 5 Starlink kits, 2 external hard drives, 10 new SIM cards, and 7 passports. The agencies say the team also recovered 21,490 kwacha, 10,450 United States dollars, and assorted foreign currencies. The security institutions say preliminary investigations and initial examination of the seized items suggest that the premise were being used by a newly established and highly organized network suspected of conducting cyber-related criminal activities. Meanwhile, the Department of Immigration says it is verifying the immigration status of all foreign nationals apprehended. This is according to a statement issued to ZNBC News and signed jointly by Zambia Police Service Public Relations Officer Godfrey Chilabi, Drug Enforcement Commission Public Relations Officer Alan Tamba, and Department of Immigration Public Relations Officer Namatin Shinka. Just now we take our first break. Business News is up next. Don't go away.
In the time, I'm in the ZNBC, equally Dr. Bishop, Reverend Congolo from Congo, Canada. Na Apostle Mutanuka comedy series. Izamba kutambika Saturday and Sunday, 21:30 hours. Wazako ministries kusangana ma repeat bazama koleta yonse yamene atambika mu week baileta bamozi
Baby, no! Baby! Baby! Honey!
chifukwa chake sama kuna kuti ningene pakuwa paja chifukwa azina. He knows the power I have. Kulibe mbusa anganichile Zambia, Malawi na Mozambique. Tamba upunzile useke shandere bosa.
We all need to be heard, be it through speech or signing, be it through the airwaves or the screen. At ZNBC, we understand your need to be heard, which is why we transmit in 9 languages, giving you more options to be heard all across the country. But running 3 radio stations and 4 TV channels comes at a cost. And every time we broadcast without funds being made available, we put a strain on the operations of ZNBC, which is a non-government funded institution. For operations, ZNBC raises funds from our most prized possession of airspace, professional personnel, state-of-the-art equipment, or BVANs that can help you transmit from anywhere in Zambia, and studios that do in-house productions. So be it NGOs with a campaign message or awareness, or a government institution with a launch, an advert or documentary, workshop or conference, or indeed an expo, ZNBC has got you covered. And surely we did not forget the councillors, the mayors, and the area members of parliament that want to showcase CDF projects and how the money is being spent. ZNBC will get the message across with ease, either via radio, TV, or social media, with options of it being done in 7 of our local languages. So, get your message actually heard and get value for the money you pay for. That will help us serve you even better. ZNBC, just for you.
On your screens, Southwest Spotlight Program, a platform that puts a spotlight on issues affecting stakeholders in the spheres of influence as well as government policy implementation in the Southwest region of Zambia. Coming soon on ZNBC TV1 every Monday at 18 hours. Don't miss.
ZNBC acknowledges that all music played during this live stream belongs to its original copyright owners. No ownership is claimed by the broadcaster. ZNBC, just for you. ZNBC acknowledges that all music played during this live stream belongs to its original copyright owners. No ownership is claimed by the broadcaster.
Join Mary and Musonda on Morning Live, the country's premier breakfast show, every Mondays and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Morning Live, getting you started only on TV2, the pulse of television.
communities. 24 franchise contractors have been engaged.
Reporters gather to pitch, debate, and shape story ideas, identifying key sources and the best angles.
Thank you for staying with us. We now have business news with Kafula Mulenga.
Thanks, Kasawala. And coming up on the segment tonight, construction of the viral vaccine production plant at the Central Veterinary Research Institute in Chilanga District underway. Plus other business news stories. Do stay tuned.
Join Mary and Musonda on Morning Live, the country's premier breakfast show, every Mondays and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Veterinary Research Institute in Chilanga District is underway. So far, about 30% of works have been done. Fisheries and Livestock Permanent Secretary Max Chombe has toured the facility, which is under construction at a cost of 421 million kwacha. And moving on to our next business news story, the Association of Zambia in Mining has described President Hakainde Hichilema's second term as an opportunity to deliver on mining reforms and to improve livelihoods in the small-scale mining sector. Association President Namakao Kaingu told ZNBC News that the association welcomes reforms introduced under the Geological and Mineral Development Act, including the establishment of the Mineral Regulation Commission. Ms. Kaingu noted that the Commission has started issuing licenses to small-scale miners, with 33.7% of individual licenses allocated to women.
As miners, we were looking forward to him, scooping this second term because of the numerous reforms that the government has put in place. The government has put in place positive mining reforms because years back, we had a lot of problems, we had only challenges, we were crying every time, but the New Dawn government came in place and they made sure they bring in positivity. Issues of the Geological and Mineral Development Act, that has brought in a lot of things like, the Mineral Regulation Commission, which is looking at licensing and monitoring, already. I was hearing people talking about licenses, what. The MRC has started giving licenses to small-scale miners. And as women, we were happy that when they issued licenses, they said 33.7% of the licenses, individual licenses, were given to women.
The Economics Association of Zambia, EAZ, says the projected El Nino for the 2026-27 rain season poses a massive threat to Zambia and to the region. EAZ Secretary General Nicholas Mainza says the projection calls for deliberate budget measures to protect smallholder farmers. Mr. Mainza told ZNBC News that below normal rainfall will affect crops, livestock and surface water.
Our budget, it must actually have, I think, a deliberate call on irrigation and mechanization. The focus must go towards supporting the smallholder farmers, supporting the commercial farmers, with focus, or rather, just to make credit available, finances available, so that they can access, be it loans, be it grants, but those grants are not very good for productivity. So we need to curtail the food deficiencies. And what we need is just basically water, availability of water for irrigation, and also water for livestock, as well as water for the wildlife animals. So I think if we do not plan well, and planning is now, so as we plan for this coming budget, we must take a deliberate call. Okay, we have the departments, for example, the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment, which is responsible for issuing such a statement and making our farmers get prepared.
And in other business news, the Zambia Association of Indigenous Tour Operators, ZATO, says Ministry of Tourism must prioritize diversification of Zambia's tourism products through partnerships between public and privately owned tourism businesses. ZATO Secretary General Kelvin Mwelwa says involving traditional authorities and local communities in tourism development will help to strengthen community-based tourism. He was speaking during a press briefing.
As tourism ground handlers and destination management companies operating within Zambia, we are not experiencing tourism activity at the level suggested by the headline international arrival figures. Our concern is not about reducing the reported numbers for the sake of reducing numbers. Rather, it is about ensuring that Zambia uses accurate, transparent, and meaningful tourism statistics. High arrival figures may create the impression that Zambia is receiving millions of tourists, but the real measure of tourism performance should include the number of unique tourists, their purpose of travel, length of stay, expenditure, and the amount of economic value retained within Zambia.
The Nava Avocado Company in Kawambwa district of Luapula province is on course to start exporting its avocado. Company director Jason Blades says the company currently stands at 85% completion, with most structures needed for avocado exports, such as the pack house, nearly complete. We have the details in this report.
Nava Avocado is one of the companies operating in the Ruena Farm Block in Kawambwa district, Luapula province. The company, which started its operations in 2023, is supposed to be the biggest single estate avocado farm in the world. Progress at the farm is currently above 85%, with major works already done.
In terms of scale, again, like I said, Nava it only really makes sense for Nava, a large-scale organisation, to do things on a big scale itself. So we decided that we wanted to plant 1,100 hectares of avocado, which will make us probably the biggest single estate avocado farm in the world. We're certainly the biggest in Africa. Now, we began development in 2023, and as of now, if we looked at this in terms of percentages, yes, we're probably looking at about, on the avocado side, we're about 85% complete. So that is we are very much on schedule.
The company targets to plant 1,100 hectares of avocado.
We have got 4 divisions, so each division consists of 275 hectares. So we've planted now 3 divisions. I think there's 20 hectares short of the last division that we will plant in the next 2 weeks. So 825 is already being established. The last 275 we are busy doing land prep. So by next year, this time, we will be done.
Nava Avocado is targeting to be exporting its avocado to the international market.
The closest seaport is Dar es Salaam. Straight across the Makonde border into Dar es Salaam. That's 1,800 kilometers approximately. Fantastic. If you look at South Africa, their growing region is up in Limpopo, near the national park. South African growers there send their fruit down to Cape Town, typically. That's almost exactly the same distance as us to Dar es Salaam. That would be perfect.
Once fully operational, the Nava Avocado will not only change the economic status of Kawambwa district, but the entire Luapula province. Kene Chomba, reporting for Zanis News in Kawambwa district.
And finally, business news. The Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, has signed a contract with the US-based firm, Astrophysics Incorporated, to install advanced X-ray cargo scanning technology at the Livingstone border post. The move is aimed at strengthening border security and improving trade facilitation. Speaking during the signing ceremony in Lusaka today, ZRA Commissioner General Dingani Banda said this was the final part of the contract for the supply, delivery, installation and commissioning of a drive-through scanner at the Livingstone port. And Astrophysics Incorporated Vice President for Human Resources and Organizational Development, Vincent Zayek, noted that the agreement involves providing advanced, non-intrusive cargo scanning technology. And speaking during the same event, U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Mitch Coker described the project as a model for modern border management that balances trade facilitation with security.
The scanner will play a pivotal role in terms of facilitating expedited trade clearance and, most importantly, as you've already indicated, securing the supply chain, which is a key component and role of customs services. So we look forward to the continued and further collaboration, particularly with the astrophysics and leverage of the technology that has been supplied to us so that we advance tax administration in Zambia, enhance domestic resource mobilization, and ensure that we have efficient trade facilitation.
We are proud to bring the latest technologies and non-intrusive cargo inspection. As our presence in Zambia continues to grow, we look forward to adding additional systems and establishing a permanent astrophysics office in Zambia to provide even stronger local support.
Today's signing is a tangible example of what that partnership can deliver. The United States and Zambia share a relationship grounded in mutual respect and increasingly focused on trade, security cooperation, and shared prosperity. Zambia's borders are central to that agenda. Nowhere is that partnership more visible than at Zambia's borders. Efficient and secure movement of goods is essential to Zambia's economic growth, its integration with regional and global markets, and the safety and security of the Zambian people.
And that's all we had for you in the business news segment for this evening. Thanks for watching. Back to Kasabula for the rest of the bulletin.
We take another break. Stay tuned.
Have I ever told you about my beautiful country?
For the full story about my country, you are on the right channel.
All right, here we go.
Get ready for a ride of your life with TV2, the channel that's rewriting the rules of television. From the heart-stopping dramas that will leave you on the edge of your seat to laugh-out-loud comedies that will leave your sides splitting.
Let's go.
TV2 is the gold standard of entertainment. And for sports fanatics, rejoice! TV2 brings you front row seats to the action-packed showdowns and nail-biting competitions that will leave you shouting for more.
Now, check this out.
But that's not all. Prepare to be enlightened with TV2's riveting documentaries, informative and educative programs where every story is a journey and every moment is an adventure. Join the revolution and experience the future of television with TV2, because when it comes to entertainment, we just don't raise the bar. We are the bar. TV2, the pulse of television.
Wednesdays on TV3 at 21 hours are for all your favorite and hottest music videos on Bone and Break. Join Gus and Coco as they keep you up to speed on happenings in the country's music industry. Plus, there's a cool 500 kwacha waiting for a lucky participant on Hit or Miss. For all we know, that could be you. Don't miss out. Bone and Braid, it's a Zambian thing.
Have I ever told you about my
For the full story about my country, you are on the right channel.
All right, here we go.
Get ready for a ride of your life with TV2, the channel that's rewriting the rules of television. From the heart-stopping dramas that will leave you on the edge of your seat to laugh-out-loud comedies that will leave your sides splitting.
Let's go.
TV2 is the gold standard of entertainment. And for sports fanatics, rejoice! TV2 brings you front row seats to the action-packed showdowns and nail-biting competitions that will leave you shouting for more.
Now, check this out.
But that's not all. Prepare to be enlightened with TV2's riveting documentaries, informative and educative programs where every story is a journey and every moment is an adventure. Join the revolution and experience the future of television with TV2, because when it comes to entertainment, we just don't waste.
Thank you for staying with us. We now join Dominic with iTrending.
Bridging the gap between social media and television. What a time to be alive. Definitely your sport for choice when it comes to television stations in the country. But thank you so much for being a part of today's 19 Hours Main News. My name is Dominic Chifumbe. I'm your caster this evening, and this right here is a presentation of iTrending News. Now, this right here is definitely our Facebook page. We're now standing at 2.1 million followers. Last time I checked, we were actually at 1.9 million followers. But our page keeps growing thanks to you. Let's get started. Let's get to our first story this particular evening and get to find out what really has been going on so far as just social media is concerned. Now, imagine you're arriving at a government office and finding heightened security around the premises. Now, the police service says security risk assessments are currently being carried out at selected key government sites across the country. Inspector General of Police Grafel Musamba says the exercise is intelligence-led and preventive and is being conducted together with other law enforcement and security agencies. According to Mr. Musamba, the aim is to protect government institutions, public offices, and members of the public accessing the premises. And as you would expect, the story has caught the attention of social media users or netizens, citizens of the internet. Mandia Banda wrote and said, Zambia's peace is paramount. And Mtale Jolwe Musale says, thanks, Buana. The reserves are in safe hands. Let's get to find out what else is happening so far as social media is concerned. We move on to our second story this particular evening, from heightened security at government premises to an operation that has put cyber crime in the spotlight. 79 people have been apprehended in a joint operation targeting suspected cybercrime network at Ivana Estates in Newcastle, Lusaka. Now, the operation followed a tip-off from members of the public who reported suspicious activities at the premises. Police and other security agencies says those apprehended are from several countries, including Uganda, China, Zambia, Kenya, Ghana, Liberia, Burundi, Chad, as well as Zimbabwe. And the list of items seized is just as striking. Investigators recovered computers, laptops, 140 mobile phones, Starlink kits, SIM cards, passports, and other equipment. Now, the operation has triggered a wave of reaction online. And Kayombo Mushiba wrote and said, police cells never get filled. If you commit an offense, you will fit in. And Kangwechewe described it and said, a powerful intelligence operation. Let's move on to our last story this particular evening. Get to find out what else is trending so far as iTrending News goes. Now, finally tonight, what started as a simple act of kindness ended with a teacher being attacked and robbed. 29-year-old Ian Mwanza, a teacher of Elevation Tuition Center in Mazabuka, was driving towards the Zambia Institute of Animal Husbandry when three people asked him for a lift. Police say that after traveling a short distance, one of the passengers allegedly attacked Mr. Mwanza with a screwdriver, stabbing him on the forehead. The vehicle stopped. Now, police say another passenger then took his bag containing 47,000 kwacha before the three suspects fled. Mr. Mwanza was left injured while the suspects disappeared in the night. Police have since opened investigations and are searching for the suspects, and the story spread online saw did the debate. Some users questioned the decision to give strangers a lift while carrying a large amount of cash. Others shared their own experiences, reminding fellow motorists to be cautious about who they allow into their vehicles. Now, 3 stories, 3 different developments. Ensure that you're finding us on our various social media platforms, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, as well as our website, which is www.znbc.co.zm. Ensure that you are also finding us on, or rather in our comments. Continue to be a part of our country's conversations because you matter. Thank you so much. Until next week, let's meet in the comment section. Good evening.
In more news, the Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities, ZAPID, says the re-election of President Hakainde Hichilema will ensure continuity and expansion of programs for persons with disabilities. Director General Frankson Musukwa says government should prioritize the continuity of programs such as the Social Cash Transfer and expand access to the Citizens Economic Empowerment Fund, CEC, to enable more persons with disabilities to participate in economic activities.
The re-election of President Hakainde Hichilema in the 2026 general election has elated persons with disabilities. This has also raised fresh expectations, with stakeholders looking to the UPND administration to build on programs introduced during its first term. At the center of these expectations is the need for continuity. Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities Director General Frankson Musukwa said the second term should also strengthen disability mainstreaming across government.
The new constitution that has given an opportunity to persons with disabilities voice to be heard in our nation through cabinet and local governments. This entails how much the new Dawn government has demonstrated serious leadership in the disability sector. It is our hope that now the implementation will start of the national mainstreaming guidelines from the national level up to sub-district level. All the structures must create disability focal point teams.
And Disability Rights Watch National Coordinator says government should now give greater effect to the Disability Act.
Expect that the social protection support that goes to persons with disabilities, such as the cash transfer program, is going to be continued, but also further strengthened and enhanced, so that we can increase both the transfer value as well as the number of beneficiaries across the country.
We are equally expectant to see that our educational system being inclusive as it was initiated in the first term. It will enable persons with disabilities to also have more access to education.
And the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services says it will build on the policy and institutional gains recorded during the first term.
We're going to be looking at strengthening community-based development initiatives. So even if it's things like accessing grants through the CDF, accessing loans, that is something that we are going to ensure that it's moved. And persons are also able to graduate from what's this vulnerability and poverty. So we're going to decentralize services through structures like the Community Development Skills Centers, which will also be used to support entrepreneurship training for persons with disabilities.
Daisy Mlenga, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
And UPND Dean of Provincial Youth Chairman Lyson Nyirenda says it is high time people allegedly threatening President Hakainde Hichilema's life are held accountable to deter others from doing the same. Mr. Nyirenda said this today during a press briefing at Anderson Kambela Mazoka House in Lusaka. Speaking at the meeting, UPND Lusaka Province Youth Chairperson Anderson Banda called on opposition supporters to concede defeat and preserve Zambia's peace. Here's a report.
With the election dust settling, UPND youths are shifting their focus to what they call a bigger battle, protecting Zambia's peace and President Hakainde Hichilema from threats. UPND Dean of Provincial Youth Chairman Lyson Nyirenda says the party's youths will not sit back and watch as anyone allegedly threatens the president's life. Mr. Nyirenda says those making such threats must be held accountable, while urging UPND youths to remain vigilant and work with law enforcement agencies to safeguard the president and the country's peace.
Mr. President, we are saying we are going to defend you. You are our president. We love you. As we know that you also care for this country and you love this country. We are not going to accept anyone insulting you. The message you are giving to the police is that there are no sacred cows. Anyone found wanting, insulting the president, they are on their own. We are not going to accept anybody misbehaving in our provinces.
Meanwhile, UPND Lusaka Province Youth Chairman Anderson Banda has challenged opposition supporters to accept the election outcome and protect Zambia's peace.
Looking at the provocations, temptations, innuendos, hatred, malice, I think the president has remained steadfast. I want to urge Tonse guys, Tonse supporters, immediately to concede defeat in the interest of peace.
And UPND Northwestern Province Chairman Bruce Kanema has urged opposition leaders who are reported to have gone into hiding to avail themselves and clean their names.
If they have not committed any crime, they shall be set free. But if they have committed a crime, if they are the ones that have been organizing militia in this country, they are going to face the law. There's no way you break the law and you rush to go and hide somewhere. That is wrong.
UPND Copperbelt Province Chairman Wallen Hinyama has appealed to youths in the region to be vigilant to ensure the peace and the gains recorded in the mining sector are not disrupted.
As a political party, we are not just going to leave things to chance or to the law enforcers. I want to call upon the youth of the country, and Copperbelt in particular, to be vigilant that those youths and women who are being used to insult the head of state, I think their honeymoon is over.
With the ballot now behind them, the UPND youths say the next contest should not be political, but against the threats to Zambia's peace, stability, and development. Justin Akakulubelwa, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
We take another break. Stay tuned for more news.
In the time, I'm in ZNBC, ikuletela Dr. Bishop Reverend Kongolo Mulu Bajintoro from Congo Bujima Canada na Apostle Mutaluka comedy series. Izamba kutambika Saturday and Sunday 21:30 hours. Kusangana ma repeat bazama kolita yonse amene atambika mu week baileta bamozi.
Baby, no! Baby! Baby! Honey!
Chifukwa chake sama kuna kuti ningene pakuwa paja chifukwa azina. He knows the power I have. Ulimbe mbuza anganichile Zambia, Malawi na Mozambique. Tamba upunzile useke shandere bosa.
We all need to be heard, be it through speech or signing, be it through the airways or the screen. At ZNBC, we understand your need to be heard, which is why we transmit in 9 languages, giving you more options to be heard all across the country. But running 3 radio stations and 4 TV channels comes at a cost. And every time we broadcast without funds being made available, we put a strain on the operations of ZNBC, which is a non-government funded institution. For operations, ZNBC raises funds from our most prized possession of airspace, professional personnel, state-of-the-art equipment, or B-vans that can help you transmit from anywhere in Zambia, and studios that do in-house productions. Join Mary and Musonda on Morning Live, the country's premier breakfast show, every Mondays and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Morning Live, getting you started only on TV2, the pulse of television.
Reporters gather to pitch, debate, and shape story ideas, identifying key sources and the best angle to take. It's a process that requires everyone to play a crucial role in delivering the news to you, including the assignment editors and others involved. And in the field, reporters interact with the sources to bring the story to life. Back to base, it's time to put the pieces together. Crucial to the production process are sub-editors, the last man standing in the line of defense, ensuring both copy and picture is well edited, running last-minute scripts to the anchor desk and control room, to ensure that at this time, we bring to you the ZNBC News.
Your national broadcaster, we bring to you Golden Moments. It's a place where your family can get to win big money.
This season on ZNBC TV1, an all-new game show, 2 families compete for an ultimate prize.
So when you say former grade 7, you mean what? You passed?
Yes, I'm an upcoming grade 8.
Ah. It is in the room. By you knowing more about our archive content, you stand a chance of winning cool 10,000 kwacha.
Yes, you need to direct. A show about ZNBC archive content, all fun and all facts. Golden Moments, coming soon on ZNBC TV1. Available for sponsorship. For details, call our sales and marketing team on 252-005 today.
Where was the Archbishop when the women were arrested?
Without any details whatsoever about Mopani.
What details do you need? I mean, the president mentioned that we're talking about $1.5 billion investment in Mopani. What more do you want to hear?
So that is why it is important that
you're scared as government.
We now cross over to our Kitwe studios for more news.
Thank you so much, Kasabula, and thank you for still staying on TV1 Main News. Here are now the details from Kitwe Studios. I am Binato Saidi, and Pokunda is on sign language. The East Central and Southern Africa Health Community has rolled out a 6-month emergency response initiative to prevent cross-border Ebola transmission, focusing on border points between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Zambia. The initiative is part of the broader health emergency preparedness, response and resilience project for Eastern and Southern Africa, which is set to transform how the two nations detect, track and contain potential outbreaks. Now moving on, Upright Africa, a charitable health organization, has performed more than 100 medical surgeries in 1 month in Kalumbila district of Northwestern Province. Upright Africa founder Dr. John Woods says the organization has been conducting community outreach programs to identify vulnerable people in need of medical attention. More in this report.
Just a month ago, Trevor Kasanda was bedridden with bones sticking off his leg. An accident left the 12-year-old boy in this state and in need of specialized medical attention. Upright Africa, a charitable health organization, took interest in his case and carried out an operation. Today, Trevor has received medical help and his leg has been amputated.
Asante pamingiro inakuingijiwa kiti zapepa yenkaweni I think neba kwabo tubena kibabukwasha wakwibagwasha mu wikalo wabo.
He is not the only one who received medical help. Agnes Mukonga had an 18.6 kg ovarian cyst removed.
Kumisongo yebakankarwa bano bantande ne kadzimera kusansira batata bene kuimena kote babantu babo kwitukebera madogota kufuma kuntande yarepa ne kuye kwitubuka mwane ke kyapera ne.
Upright Africa has performed over 100 operations in Mumena Chiefdom in the last month.
We spent about 2 months in the region with a culmination of doing a little over 100 operations of different varieties. Many of them are actually complex, and today we've actually brought a few of them with us so you guys can see exactly how they're doing. And we have developed this relationship with Chief Mumena and the Royal Establishment, which allowed us to get in and out of communities very easily and to actually identify the people that are truly suffering and don't have the capabilities to travel to Soweto or Lusaka.
The traditional leadership is happy.
This is a small organization with a great heart. Yes. And they've done us proud. In fact, they've carried the greatest financial responsibility for this medical mission.
Lupindula Mwewa, ZNBC News, Kalumbila.
The Lamba Lima Royal Establishment has congratulated President Hakainde Hichilema for winning this year's general elections. Lamba Lima Royal Establishment spokesperson Chief Machia says traditional leaders on the Copper Belt province will work with President Hichilema in the spirit of unity, peace and national development.
Kulamba lantu watu president pa kuina ma election aya 2026. So tutotoko bati batwale chalo pantanshi kabiri mchalo mwikalo mutende umwakubula efimfulunganya twashiboko bati abantu besu ba benefit muri 5 years yafumine ko futi na nke 5 years to extra benefit munandoko bati baletera masambiriro aya kuti umuntu wose mu Zambia akasambirira yakubulo kutipira ichiri chonse panafoyo kuti nifumu chonse twatotoko akuti.
Meanwhile, the Northwestern Province Council of Chiefs has commended President Hakainde Hichilema for overseeing peaceful elections and called on Zambians to maintain unity as the country moves beyond the electoral period. Council Chairperson Chief Mumena has urged all political parties that participated in the elections to accept the outcome and focus their efforts on promoting national development.
I sincerely congratulate President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND for winning the 2026 democratic elections. On behalf of the Northwestern Province Council of Chiefs, we are grateful for a peaceful election. I think this is one of the most peaceful elections that we have witnessed so far in this country, and this is how it should be, notwithstanding there were a few incidences which I'm sure we can afford to work on as a nation. But we appreciate the peace that has been exhibited. And we are looking forward to more peace and investment into peace.
That's all we had prepared for you from ZNBC Kito Studios. We now take you back to Lusaka.
Thank you, Obinato. Now in sports news, Zambian wrestlers have minted 4 medals at the East African Regional Development Tournament in Bujumbura, Burundi. Details after this.
This sports news is brought to you by 1xBet. Use promo code to get welcome bonus.
Now, Zambian wrestlers have minted 4 medals at the East African Regional Development Tournament in Bujumbura, Burundi. The team secured 1 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze medal. Leading the medal haul was Grace Mwansa, who won gold in the 80 kg breech wrestling category. Teammate Stephen Fulangani also delivered a strong performance, bagging silver and bronze medals in the 74 kg freestyle seniors category. Martin Jere completed the team's medal haul with a bronze medal in the 61 kg freestyle category. Now, Zescondola girls are aiming for revenge as they face Gaborone United ladies in their final group stage showdown at the ongoing CAF Women's Championship League COSAFA qualifiers. The fixture is being played at the Gaborone United Stadium. This evening, the two teams will renew their rivalry as they fight for the top slot in Group A. And Zesco is leading by 1-0. To end the news, the headlines again. That's all we had in sports news.
This sports.
ZNBC acknowledges that all music played during this live stream belongs to its original copyright owners. No ownership is claimed by the broadcaster. ZNBC, just for you.
Security risk assessments at selected key government premises across the country. And the Judicial and Allied Workers Union of Zambia says the decision to close the courts for security reasons must be respected. Preparations for the inauguration of President Hakainde Hichilema for his second term in office has reached an advanced stage. And a consortium of civil society organizations says its parallel vote tabulation shows that President Hichilema won the 2026 presidential election. Ends the news. On behalf of my